Hello, everybody. Welcome to 60 Minutes of Handstands. We'll see if we actually get to the handstand part. I should have called this the handstand, non-handstand workshop, and I'll tell you as to why. The inspiration for this workshop came from watching the Olympics. For those that don't know me, which is a lot of you, strangers from the internet, hello, regulars. I was a gymnast in Romania, like back in the 90s when we were really good. I had to make a decision at the age of 12. Did I want to be in the Olympics or live in the United States? Longer story for another time. But, I was in America. I was playing Nintendo. I was eating fruits and vegetables, which was like a huge thing. I wasn't government owned. I wasn't physically abused like you were in Romania at that time. So I was like, I'm going to stick with this Nintendo over here and stay in the United States. Now I'm 45, and as I age, I don't regret the decision I made, and it's shifted. Usually I would get very sad when I watched the Olympics. But this year I was watching the Olympics, yelling at my students who were nowhere near me. I'm like, you guys, are you seeing Rebecca from Brazil? Are you seeing Simone from the US? They were the top two gymnasts, right? And I was looking at them and the commentary, I don't know if I hope you saw some of the Olympics, this will help you. And I don't know what country you're watching it from and what the commentary was, but I should have been a gymnast commentary because before they even said it, I was like, students, look at that base, look at that block. So that's what inspired this workshop. What is a base? What is a block? If you didn't see it, Google Andrea or Google Simone afterwards and watch their vault routine. Watch their floor routine. What a base is and why we're doing this workshop is this. It's your ability, and this is why they're the top two gymnasts, to keep your arms straight and to push the floor away, okay? So in my group, we talk about armpits a lot. You could start, we're gonna do it together later, but when you push away, you get a triangle in your armpit. So those two gymnasts, yeah, and this, like you're here, this is not good. You push this way, you guys. So you can play with this as I say it, but that's the blocking. When they were doing vault, they were doing this. When they were doing floor before they flipped, they were doing this. So you're welcome to do one of these. Each time I do one. Now, that's the base of it, right? So then you could watch the Romanian gymnast or the Chinese on vault. They were terrible. I'm yelling at the screen like, what happened to Romania? Do they not know drills anymore? What happened to their drills? Because when I was little at that time, we learned how to base. Your base is everything as a gymnast, you guys. Your handstand is everything as a gymnast because you build upon that. Now in yoga, which I've been a yoga teacher for 15 years, you don't learn that. And I did the same thing. You teach a vinyasa flow, you throw your students at the wall for 5 minutes, they do some kick-ups, and that's about it. So watching the Olympics and understanding this base, I started to create this whole workshop for my students. The hurricane had just hit the island where I live on, and the internet was really crappy. So here I was, I did this amazing workshop. I'm seeing the growth in my students, but the internet was so crap. So I was like, you know what? There's other people in the world that want to handstand that don't know their base. So today, let's get you going on that, both from a gymnast point of view and a yoga teacher point of view, and fix it. So we know the base is this, from here to here. It cannot bend, you guys. Your only job, and in real life workshops, I used to put people against each other so their hands were touching, and they would push against each other like this, right? Could they keep that? Do it with me. And then they would have to try to pull their thumbs towards one another like this, but resist each other. So we'll work on it more, but this is what you're looking for. You want to feel something here. You want to get a rounding going here. And you want that triangle in the armpit here, okay? So it's like, could you keep this? And we're gonna drill this the whole time that I have with you. That's what the top gymnast did. Now, the difference between a yogi and a gymnast is the yogi takes their hands too wide. And instead of pushing forward like this, they end up starting to go like so, right? They bend their elbows and the handstand kind of goes to crap. That's the same thing when I said watch the Chinese or the Romanian on vault. When they fell, you guys, seriously, YouTube it. They fell because when they touched their vault, they went like this. Do you think that if you go like this, where are you gonna go? Into the ground, right? Just as you handstand like this, you fall back down, you have wrist pain, you have back pain. So the gymnasts that were really good had a strong base. They pushed out and they did not bend their elbows. The gymnasts that fell, What did they do? They went like this. So you don't want to handstand like this, ever. You don't want to do that. That kills your base. Now, before we really get into it, I just want to explain one more thing. So I'm hoping common sense you begin to get it. I have several workshops on YouTube. So there's one of falling out of your handstand about legs. So I just want to focus from here to here today. If this was a walking workshop, let's say human beings walked on our hands, not on our feet. So we walk on our feet. This is what we're used to, right? But if we didn't, let's just pretend as humans, we walked on our hands. The common thing would be to learn how to walk on your feet. Now, just think about this common sense, and you're welcome to do it if you want. When you're walking, you don't think anymore, but you're transferring heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, right? Heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe. That's why I'm able to walk towards you, right? Now, what happens if I'm walking and I just begin to bend my knees? I'm gonna lose the momentum of the heel toe and I'm gonna fall. I'm not gonna make it to my destination. In a handstand, you guys, is the same thing. Most of you don't make it up or have pain because you sit in the heel of the hand. There is not like walking heel toe. You don't transfer. You don't transfer from heel of the hand to fingertips, heel of the hand to fingertips. So they're still the same thing. So when you get overwhelmed, start to connect the dots. Think, okay, a handstand is a gymnastic skill that we also do in yoga. A good gymnast, and I mean, you could sign off and you got a lot out of this already, they do straight arms. Their job is to keep this straight, to push it away from the midline, and to keep it, okay? And then transfer from heel to fingertips. Somebody that's not gonna make it up would be the equivalent of bending your knees when you walk. You go like this. There's nowhere to go. There's no transfer from the heel of the hand to the fingertips, okay? So a lot with this space. All right, so now that we have some common sense going, let's begin to just focus on the space. So I say a lot, and what you see in the gymnast, to work your body as a unit. Let's begin here. Take out your arm. Now, your arm naturally is gonna jiggle. So if you're handstanding and you're bending your arms, you're sitting in the heel of your hand. It's why you have pain and can't balance. Do your other arm. So you can be like, oh yeah, I'm so, however old you are, look at my jiggly arms. No, now you have to learn, how do you engage this as a unit? If you don't learn how to get out of the heel of the hand, you don't make it up and you have pain because this whole arm and the back cannot help you. So let's begin to get the arms to communicate. Let's begin by shaking again. And now engage, you guys. So a handstand is a straight arm movement. You need triceps. Are you able to do this? And if the answer is no, that's okay. You have a mirror. This is where you'd want to begin. Are you able to fire up the bigger muscle group? So you're not sitting in the elbow, you're not damaging your hand. Okay, so this would be test number one. I like to build. So you're gonna have the replay. This is your first homework assignment. Can you do this? Now switch. Just as you favor a leg in your kick-ups, is subconsciously overuse an arm. So I don't wanna sit here and I wanna protect my elbow joint, okay? This is dead, let's wake it up. See it? Are you able to do this? Okay, and you can see it from the back on me as well, right? So now when I'm able to do this, don't get sad if you're not, you have a lot to work on. Then could I keep it and push forward? So now, before we move on, let's see if we got it. Take both arms out. We want to pull the energy up the arm. I mean, you can see this is a bigger muscle group than my poor little wrist, right? So, could you engage this? Notice, you guys, the whole thing responds. Could you engage that? Okay, do it from the back. So this is the first thing that I want to start to do. Could I engage this? Now, you guys, you can see how all of this responds. So let's look at a wrist. Bend it like so, please. This is probably not the workshop you thought you're gonna have, but seriously, like the handstand is the one thing I'm really good at in the world, so have an experience with me today. I'm engaging the same, right? But as I bend the arm, and I know a handstand is a straight arm motion, notice how more of this responds. I'm gonna protect my elbow joint. Now, the hand, smallest part of the body that you're handstanding on, right? So the reason you're bending is Take your index and pull it in. Do you see this? When I come out of handstand, my forearms hurt. Your forearms should be sore and this should be hard. Open it. Take your middle finger, do the same thing. Do you see where it correlates, you guys? You can clearly see it on me. Now do the same thing with the index. Do you see that? See this? You can see it. So this is protecting my wrist and it's starting to pull the energy up the arm. Do the pinky. See it? And you guys, like if you're doing that, like I'm already sore here because as you handstand and push forward, this starts to round. See those muscles? So I'm already starting to be sore here by just correlating my fingertips. So in a handstand, your fingertips need to be super active, okay? In real life, I used to go by and try to lift up my students' fingertips. We'll do it later. No one should be able to do that. If somebody lifts your fingertips, you guys, you're sitting like this. It's dead. You're again in the heel of the hand, and we don't need that. So let's switch. I'll take up my Apple Watch so you can see this hand. So just here, hi, could you engage that? Look at you guys. Now I no longer have to rely on my poor little wrist. And already your butt's gonna go up in a handstand. That's a huge part of the body. Look at this engagement. So have you established this? Now let's keep going. Nobody lifts your fingertips in a handstand, so pull your index finger in. Do you feel this? Check your forearm, is it hard? Then open it, middle finger. This takes time, you guys. This is how you build your handstand. Index finger, same, check it, notice the correlation. And pinky, look at this, see that? You guys, it's so little, but this is how I can be 45 and still do this. So there's a drill. Let's do it for 1 minute. Hold on, let me put back up the watch. There's a drill and you just want to start to wake up the body parts. So for right now, now that we're understanding a little bit, go like this and make a fist and open it and pick it up, you guys. So video yourself later, but for now you can just see it on. What I call this is the root system of your hands. Keep going, we're on a timer. Just as you walk on your feet and you have to transfer from the heel to the toe to walk, this is the same, you guys. In order to do a handstand, you have to press to the fingertips. The fingertips have to wake up, keep going, the forearms. As the forearms wake up, keep going and push the floor away, it begins to wake up your tricep. It begins to push away, keep going. So you don't want to sit in the heel of the hand ever. You don't need to. If you are, now you know as to why. Wake up the fingertips. Then don't go mental, meaning start to be like, oh my God, I'm sore, whatever. You're here to learn. You have me that has studied this for 16,000 hours. So as you're picking this up, begin to notice, where are you sore? Do you feel it here? Do you feel it here? Do you begin to feel it here? Okay, release and take a second. Because I have so many other workshops on handstands, I just really want to isolate this. If you don't understand what's happening to the arms, you're not going to advance much more. So let's keep going. Now that you know you press to the fingertips, we want to lock this up. Let's keep it going. So a huge difference that I see in a yoga studio versus when I learned the handstand in gymnastics, do it with me, is the hands are too wide. I can always tell a yogi. They put their hands down like this, and this completely kills your base. You have absolutely zero power. So let's begin by taking the hands in line with the shoulders. Flex them. Now, I tend to practice actually a lot closer, especially if I press. Now that we're in line with the shoulders, pretend you could give me a high 10. So push forward. As you push forward, do you feel the base actually get narrow? And now try to touch your thumbs, but create resistance. What should be happening is there's a closing in the front. There's a triangle on the armpit. There's this engagement of the triceps we just talked about, and a rounding of the upper back. See this? So this is the base that we want. Now, it's so important to learn what we don't want. Lift up your chest. Take the hands wider. Unless you're doing a back bend, you never want to stick this out in inversions. So on an exhale, because you need to engage the core responds on exhales, begin to push forward. Is your base getting narrow? Where you end up with your base, you guys, that's where the hands should go on the floor. Now, isometrically, try to touch your thumbs. You guys, I'm shaking and I'm sore. So if you're not, something isn't quite working. Then go back to this. Okay, do you handstand like this? Be honest, take a video. Are your arms sore? They should be. Take an inhale here. In a handstand, close this up. So on an exhale, start to push forward towards imaginary walls. The front body closes. The armpits create a triangle. Now, when you video yourself later, you're looking for the tricep engagement, right? You see that? And you're looking to push forward. Okay, let's release. So the thing with my students are like, well, I get it here, but I don't get it in the handstand yet. You first have to understand this drill in order to put it into the skill. So let's continue this work and wrap it up. So watch. Now, I want, oh, never mind. I skipped a step. Okay, so from here, take your push forward. Try to touch the thumbs. Could you keep this and begin to go up? So something I'm working with my students like crazy, keep pushing up, is touching your shoulders to your ears, you guys. Could you keep reaching up so the top of the shoulder covers your ears? This is your gaze, this is your base, okay? Go forward. Let's do this one more time. So you're about to handstand, inhale, exhale, push forward as much as you can. Try to pretend you could touch the thumbs. Keep this, you guys. This is where it gets hard. So no bending of the elbows. Now go up. Now think top of the shoulders. And when you video yourself, I need you to see this. Top of the shoulders, cover your ears. Okay. So I was 4 years old when I learned this. Stay here. What our coaches would do is they would come by and push our hand down. So when you begin to handstand, you lose it and you go like this again. Your whole goal is to keep this base. Okay. This is the lesson of today. So I need you to do this with yourself, literally push down, and your goal is to not be able to at all, okay? Your goal is to keep this so locked. So when you do a handstand, you're like, there's no way in hell I'm separating this. There's no way. I'm lifting this, and this is my handstand, okay? Shake it out. Are you sore? I am just from that. And let's do it again. So let's do one hand at a time. Right hand forward. Okay, in a handstand, you're gonna push the floor away, so do that here. Then next step is I got to keep this base. So meaning keep the arms straight and start to take it up, covering the top of the shoulder to the ear. Then you go upside down, too much is happening, you forget. So keep this like it's super glued, touching the shoulder and ear. And with the other hand, try to push it down. If you're able to do that, there's no engagement. You lost this. Okay. So 5 times, don't let it move. Push it away, nothing. 5, 4, but really push away. 3, don't let it move. 2, don't let it move. 1, and release. So now your body's like, all right, I understand. You want to handstand like a gymnast, can't do this anymore. Let's do the other one. Left hand. So we're going to handstand. We need the front of the body to pull to the back body and push the floor away. So take an exhale, push it away. You can see the shoulder starts to want to come to the ear. Now keep that. Keep your arms straight. Then think, could I take the top of the shoulder and cover my ear? This is so solid, you guys, and why I can press all day long. Now, don't do this, okay? Keep this super glued. Try to push it away. 5, and I'm weaker on this side. Keep it. 4, so it's easier to go. Be mindful of it. Keep pushing it away for 3. Keep pushing it away for 2. 1, and release. Okay. So yes, I understand. If you do a handstand, you might lose it. But if you don't understand what you're asking of your body and how to set up your base, and you're just wildly swinging from the leg, you're never going to advance. So let's keep going with this base. Here's my dirty kitchen towel. Grab yours. Now, I'm not talking about the lower part of the body today, because like I said, there's a workshop in there already. I want to focus on just the base. However, let's take this block, squeeze it for dear life, you guys, because this is the biggest part of the body and you're expecting to balance on the smallest. So the only lower back I'll do today is just squeeze your block. Private parts to belly button, sorry, it's very detailed. As you squeeze the block, come closer to one another. Check your butt, it should be hard. This is what stabilizes your lower back. And now you don't have to work so hard. So keep that. With this, you're gonna duplicate what we did. So the towel is gonna have 0 wrinkles in it to start. Then I want you to create a wrinkle by pulling your thumbs towards one another. Keep that, you guys. So hips and heels are in the same line, and push the wall away so we round, okay? Let's just get this much going. Create a wrinkle by pulling your thumbs, push it away. Back to the beginning. All right, let's do it together. I'm gonna do a few with you, and then I'm gonna come watch. So block between the thighs, squeeze it for dear life. Check. Hips and heels in the same line. Take your towel on the wall. The towel right now has no wrinkles. Pull your thumbs towards one another, activating your triceps. Now push the wall away so the whole front body pulls to the back body. The body rounds in the upper back. The gaze drops. Do you feel this engagement, you guys? Do you handstand like this? Let's go again. Now collapse. Do probably what you normally do. Stick your butt out. The chest lifts. Let's fix it. Squeeze your block. Feel the engagement. Pull your thumbs to one another. Feel your triceps. Push the wall away. Front body pulls to back body. You're rounding. The heel of the hand should be light, you guys. Like even an inch off the floor or off the wall. 2 more times. Lift the chest. Stick the butt out. If this is how you're doing your handstand, this is why you have pain and can't balance. So squeeze the block. Stabilize the lower back. Pull your thumbs to one another, create a wrinkle. Now push the wall away. Notice how the front body pulls to the back body. Upper body rounds, the gaze drops. Let's do 2 more so I can come watch and make sure we can understand so we can move on. So for now, stick the butt out. This is the biggest part of your body, you guys. So squeeze your block, feel the engagement. Now keep going, fix your base. Pull your thumbs to one another. Good, Renata, did you create a wrinkle? Push into the wall like crazy, you guys. Front body pulls to back body, nice top. Good, the gaze drops. Nice, you guys, and release, good job. Okay, so here's the thing. I've been teaching forever. It's like the one thing that I love and I'm good at. But during COVID, I'm not a computer person. I had to figure out online, okay? In theory, when I watched how to build an online business, I'm like, I get it. Then you try to go and you're like, automate this, tag this, do that. And I'm like, I would rather waterboard myself. You lose it. So I'm telling you this because as we add on, you might be like, I was doing well. I was getting this. And now I'm so lost. You have the replay, you guys. So just remember, could you engage this? Job number 1. Could you push that away? Could you create the wrinkle in the towel? All right. So now let's keep going. And what we're going to add on to basically stimulating what we did right here. So our job now is as we move the towel, can you keep this? So remember, nobody pushes this away, okay? Keep it. Cover the top of the shoulder to the ear. Watch. So let's keep using the block so we can begin to feel the glute engagement and have some help. I'll do a few with you, then I'll come watch. So the setup is the same. Let's learn what not to do. Stick the butt out, engage it. Create the wrinkle in the towel. Now you guys still push away, so keep this, okay? And only do this. Shoulders touch the ears, they cover. Now, keeping your arms completely straight, you guys, pull back down. So I'm gripping through my fingertips. I feel all the engagement I've showed you. I'll show you one more time and then we'll do it together. So the block is squeezed. I'm pulling my thumbs to one another. I'm pushing the wall away. Everything you need to do in your handstand. Now, this is when the legs get involved and you lose it. So as the legs get involved, this is what the base is doing. Shoulders to ears. Notice I'm not doing this and I'm not doing this. I did this, I kept it, and I'm just moving this, you guys. This is a top gymnast, what I was talking about. Their arms are straight. Here's the ones that messed up. Okay, we know better, we do better. Let's go. I'll do 5 with you and then I'll come watch 5. So let's go from the beginning. Let's learn what not to do. Stick your butt out. This is why you have pain, the banana back, no bueno, squeeze your block for dear life. Awesome. Now, pull your thumbs to one another, create a wrinkle. You need to keep that throughout, okay? Push the wall away like you're gonna push the floor away. Keep this. Isolate the movement. The only thing is moving is shoulder and hands. Take it up. Do not move anything else, you guys. Grip with the fingers. Pull the thumbs to one another and pull it back down. Okay, that's 1. Push the wall away again, keep it. Start to take the hands up. Keep your elbows straight, keep the arms straight, that the shoulders cover the ear. Now pull it back down, you guys. Re-squeeze your block. Push the wall away. Pull the thumbs to one another, take this up. Isolate just from shoulder to hand. Did the shoulders cover the ears? Are you shaking? You should be. Pull it back down. Good, I'm gonna come watch. Squeeze the block. Push the wall away like you're gonna push the floor away. Now the legs are gonna get involved mentally in a second. Start to take this up. As you take it up, the top of the shoulders cover your ears. Awesome. Pull it back down, you guys, and grip the towel with your fingers. They need to be super awake. Hi, Maria, good job. 2 more. Norris, keep your arms straight. Good. Push the wall away. Good, Catherine Marie. Start to take this up. Good, Dana. Navels to the spine, you guys, don't collapse. Pull it back down through the fingertips. Good, nice. Let's do one more. Keep noticing what this feels like because it's what you're gonna duplicate. Take an inhale. Push the wall away. Good, keep this, start to take this up. Good, did the top of the shoulders cover your ears? Nice, you guys. Grip the floor and begin to pull this back down. Good, nice, release. So again, I just wanna work the base because I have other workshops and this is the most important thing. If you don't know what the hands are doing, there's no reason to handstand. Let's keep going. So I would walk around. I taught in Los Angeles for 15 years, and I would just try to pick up students' fingertips. It didn't matter if they were doing plank, down dog, especially a down dog, or a handstand. Now I'm not there, we're on Zoom. So let's pretend that you're doing what you're not supposed to be doing. Take one hand down and just begin to lift up your fingertips. This is not a good base, you guys. Just look as you're lifting up your fingertips. That space between the thumb and index also lifts. Everything, let's switch hands, arms, lift up the other finger. Look for the same thing. Now you're in the heel of the hand, the thumb and index lifts. The elbows bent, you're back in this, you guys. And we're trying to do this and this, okay? So maybe I'll do a workshop another time, but if you have pain and are sitting in the heel of the hand, a great thing to do is take, I have my board that I write on, something like a pen or a marker, and do a whole class like that. Do plank like this, do a handstand like that. So you begin to feel lifting the heel of the hand. To help you with that today, let's do the opposite. So let's spread our hands again. Now, just squeeze your butt, you guys. You're doing cat. Squeeze your butt, and that's what the block did for you at the wall. Then, like we've been doing, push the floor away so the upper body starts to round, the gaze drops. This is your base. Now, take your left hand and try to lift up your right fingertips, and don't let yourself do it. So grip the floor. Literally imprint your fingertips. So when you try to lift it up, there's no way in hell that you can. This is a better base. Then switch hands. Grip the floor a bit to the left fingertips. Push the floor away, squeeze your butt. Try to lift up the fingertips and don't allow yourself to do that. Good. So release. This is something you might want to check, you guys. If you have a friend around or at a studio, do that. Do that in plank, do it in down dog and see, am I doing that? Because if I am, I'm sitting in the heel of the hand, this is lifting, and that's why there's shoulder pain. Now I want to continue building this, but what I was telling you with that pen, would you lift the heel of the hand just enough to begin to feel the forearms being sore? And remember, the fingertips correlate to the forearms, okay? So I'll do a few with you, then I'll come watch. So the base is cat, you guys. It's always cat. So come to all fours. Squeeze your butt like crazy. Do you feel the private parts and the belly get closer to one another? Now, as we've been doing, push the floor away till the upper body rounds, the gaze drops. Keep this. Then for 1 minute, let's just begin to lift the heel of the hand a little and put it back down. Good, setting our timer. Keep going, lift the heel of the hand a little, just enough to put a pencil underneath it and put it back down. Good, keep doing that. As you're doing this, is the butt still engaged? As you're lifting the heel of the hand a little, do you feel the fingertips? Keep going. As you're lifting, do you feel the forearms begin to work? Good, keep going. And now I'm just gonna come watch. So before we throw ourselves into a handstand, keep going and involve the legs, is the butt engaged? Is the gaze between your thumbs? Keep lifting the heel, the hand up. If your hands are wider than your shoulders, you forgot some things you've learned today, so bring them closer. Good. Now, for the last few seconds, lift the heel, the hand enough to put that pencil underneath it and keep it, you guys. This is how you build some strength. Keep it. Keep pushing the floor away, let the body shake. Do you feel the forearms? 5. Do you feel the triceps? 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Okay, do what you need to for a second. So watch, usually I would warm you up and start handstands, but I'm like, again, the base. Figure out your base, be patient enough to do this. Do you feel some soreness in the forearms, you guys? If you don't, again, think about walking, heel, toe, handstand. From the heel of the hand to the fingertips. So exactly the drill you're doing there, I could do it here. Here, I'll do it from this angle. So just watch the heel of the hand. I could lift it at any time, you guys. Okay? I never sit in the heel of my hand and no one ever lifts my fingertips. All right? So these are all the things you want to figure out prior to kicking up. Assuming that one went well, let's keep going to exactly what I was doing. You're gonna lift enough that you could put a little cupcake underneath the hands and not kill its frosting, okay? I love desserts. So let's do it again. Here we are, spread the hands. Let's cover what we've learned so far. Squeeze your butt like crazy. Do you feel private parts to belly move towards one another? Now you're lighter. Push the floor away like we've been doing. The gaze drops, upper body rounds. Press to your fingertips so the heel of the hand wants to lift. Keep this engagement, you guys. Now, let's lift the left hand just enough to put a baby cupcake. Do you feel, and you can see on me, the tricep engagement fire up, the upper body rounding. Release that, switch sides. Lift the right, just enough, like a little suction underneath the hand. Is your tricep firing up? Do you feel the floor? Are you shaking? Well, let's switch sides. So you guys, truly, do you handstand like this? Push the floor away more so the shoulder goes to the ear more. Release, switch, other. Take the right hand. Lift it just enough. Is the butt still squeezed? Is the upper body still rounding? And release. Okay, so again, you guys, don't get frustrated. 45, I started this at 4 years old, okay? So you handstand from your hands. When I know that my students are growing is when they come out of a handstand or dish drills, they're sore in the forearms. Are you sore in your forearms? Let's do this again. And if no, that's okay. But you can see the correlation of the fingers, do it with me, how it responds to the forearms. If you're sitting in the heel of the hand, you have no chance in hell because there's no communication. Now close the fist between your hands and your forearms. If the forearms don't begin to wake up, now go like this. There's no communication with what? The triceps. A handstand is a straight arm movement to the other arm. What do triceps do? They help you push the floor away. So all of this has to happen. Hi, do it again. So feel the forearms, feel the triceps. For you to even push the floor away, you guys, to close this, to do that. Is this making sense? Like, I'm so fascinated by this and I've dedicated my life to it. This is your base. So when you finish class today, go do a video. Do you see this triangle in the armpit? Do you see this on yourself? So the whole lesson for today in a handstand in your video is, do you see the correlation? Are you able to fire this up? Could you push this forward and create a wrinkle in your towel? Could you keep your towel on the wall like we're doing, touch shoulders to ears and do this? Okay, if you manage all of this, you're already ahead like 90% of the yogis doing handstands. This is your base. All right, let's keep going. Now, you're like, cool, yeah, but then you do a handstand, the ego gets in the way, you get excited, and you go do what the gymnasts that are failing do, which is this. all right? We don't want this. The elbows are a joint. And remember what I said when I started. Simone, Rebecca, they're good at what they do because they know how to push the floor away, you guys. Okay, so why am I able to press? I push the floor away. The second that I bend my arms, my elbows, I collapse. Get it? So you guys, don't overwhelm yourself. You obviously want a handstand. Just think about it. If I walk and I don't switch from heel to toe, you always try it. If I start to bend my knees, I don't make it to my destination. If I want a handstand or press handstand and I don't push the floor away, I can't go up. Okay, if you enter and you bend, just like walking, you're gonna go right down. So we've covered some of this, we know this. Now let's look at the elbows, which is a huge, grab your block. To strengthen the forearms, it takes some time. So let's do this with the block, grab it. Grab it around your forearms and squeeze it for dear life, okay? Setting our timer. Now, as you squeeze the block, grab it with the forearms. Here we are. This is a great way to build your forearms and your wrist because it takes a while for you to look at these tiny little things versus your hips to handstand. Now, the elbows are pulling down, the thumbs, the forearms are pulling in, begin to open and close. Yeah. Now, don't go mental and be like, oh my God, this is so much. How can this little drill kick my ass? Because it does. Instead, maybe close your eyes and begin to notice, what do I feel? Do I feel my forearms? Okay, she's saying if I want to do handstands and not have wrist pain, I got to communicate with my forearms. Do you feel that? Now, keep this and begin to push it forward. Do you see this, you guys? Do you see that? In a handstand, we round the upper back. You can also see the triangle on my armpit. Keep going. And then you're like, I haven't even done a handstand. Why the hell is this so hard? Because this is the preparatory work. 5, push it forward. 4, if you want to do a forearm balance, same thing. 3, 2, 1, release. Okay, I want to demo. Do you want to do some shoulder circles? What do you need? But you guys, do you feel the forearms? Do you feel this here? That's the whole thing. This is the whole thing. You have to strengthen this before, again, you are adding the legs, which is a whole other story. So I started working with my students this week on constantly keeping the elbow in line with the thumb, okay? Let's meet here again. This is your base. You're keeping it straight and you're pushing it forward, okay? Now just look as you're pushing forward. Is your elbow lining up with the thumb? When you kill your base or when a gymnast falls, when you fall on your handstands or don't make it, the elbow lines up with the pinky because you bend them. So do this, okay? That's why there's fear of falling on your head, totally normal, not good. Let's go here. Now push forward. Good handstand, good base is all of this firing up and communicating. Do what you tend to do, bend your elbows. Not good, shoulder pain, wrist pain, frustration. So watch. Let's take another block. I introduced this to my students this week. It was good and frustrating all at once. This is the setup. Take this block the medium way. Okay, are you here? So block medium way. And then take this block, also the medium, like so. So I'll come close because the setup is so important. All right, this block is the long way like this. This block goes into it like this. I feel like I'm playing that game, Twister. Now, this is to help you keep your base and the elbows to behave, so watch. We're just gonna take and start to do it with me. This block the long way, you're gonna have the heel, the hand in front. So my elbow is hugging it like this. Okay, got it? And then with this one, it goes like right below the elbow and also hug it. I'm gonna break this down. There's so much to learn here. So in a handstand, you wanna keep this space. Begin to squeeze the blocks. The elbows are off the floor. You should be shaking. Now we want active fingertips. So let's start to lift and press to the fingertips. Squeeze your butt, you guys, round. Imagine yourself in a handstand like this. This is what you want to accomplish. From here, bring your elbows back down. Squeeze the blocks, come back up. Press to the fingertips, round upper back. If you're not keeping your blocks, something is not working in your base. Let's bring the elbows back down. Squeeze, you guys, so the elbows lift. Press to the fingertips, come on up. Squeeze your butt, round, push the floor away. Let's do one more and see if we could advance. So as you bring the elbows down, pull them towards one another, keep your blocks. Fingertips active, you guys, lift again. So handstand is a plank, just in a slightly different shape. Right now, let's add on, keep the shoulders in line with the heel of the hand or over a little bit, okay? Press to the fingertips so nobody lifts them. Squeeze your butt, push the floor away so we round. Whole base we talked about. Now plank, you guys. Take the legs, engage the butt to the heels. This is your handstand. If you can do this here, you could do it upside down. 5, squeeze your butt to your heels. 4, the gaze is at the thumbs. 3, let it shake, you're alive. 2, don't give up at 1, we're not ending. Now you guys push back into down dog. This is where we begin to have some issues. In down dog, drop the gaze towards the feet. The arm should be shaking a little, or you're still squeezing the block. 5, I'm gonna come watch. So if you're losing your blocks, you lost the base. 4, keep it. Can you find it here before you try in a handstand? 3, good. If I was there and tried to lift up your fingertips, don't let me. 2, good, Matt. And 1, slowly come on down. So as I demo and talk, what do you need to do? Do you want to take your strap and do some shoulder circles? I usually do like a good warm up and we do handstands, but I was like, no, base only, we got to fix the base. Notice how you guys feel right now. Do you feel this again in the forearms? And the day that you do, that's when you've built a good root system. Do you start to feel again as you push away this? This is me normal. This is me in a handstand. See this? So these are the things you guys, when you video yourself, look for. Because again, it's communication. If you're sitting in the heel of the hand again, just go to basics. Am I not communicating to my forearms? Am I not communicating here? To get to the biggest part to help you, all of these other things have to happen. So last night I was creating this workshop. I love this drill. I kept doing it. I'm like, stop, you're gonna be sore. You have to teach the next 2 days. Even though a handstand is a straight arm motion, the body communicates like best of friends. So the triceps do handstands, but the biceps are like, hey, I'm going to support you through this action. So the biceps need to be strong, and the ability to do this needs to be strong. The way you build that, I'll show you, is you're just going to take one block with a similar concept that we are doing. We want to keep, remember, the elbow in line with the thumb. So we're just going to start here and bring the elbows down like we want to hug the block. And we will, and pick it up. Then we're going to put it back down. Without the block, could we maintain this? Bring the elbows in, hug the block, come back. And you guys in a handstand, slightly forward, not in back of, okay? Put the block down, hug it, pick it up, put it down. So let's see if we could keep this as we get closer to the handstand. All right, let's do it together. So your block is this way. We want, again, the elbow to stay in line with the thumb. Do it with me. What do we not want? This. So if this is happening, there's no inhale, you're going to grab the block, right? Let's begin. Squeeze the block, press your hands down. So it's just like right below the elbows. Now, come on up with the block. Take the shoulders in line with the wrist or slightly over, push the floor way around. Squeeze your butt, you guys. Seriously, do you do this before you kick up? Or you're like, no, I'm just going to pray to baby Jesus, throw myself against the wall and hope for the best. Now, could you keep this, bring the block back down? No block this time, but pretend it's there. Start to come on up. Shoulders over the wrist, push the floor away, squeeze your butt. Since you're here, could you walk the knees in line with the hips? Keep the space, lift the knees just a little, you guys. Grip the floor. Could you support us here before you do a full kick up? Bring the knees back down. Bring the elbows down, hugging towards one another so you grab the block. Let's lift with the block. Shoulders over rest or in line with, push the floor away. This is what you do before you kick up. Squeeze your butt like crazy, you guys. Grip the floor. Stay or lift the knees just a little. Are you able to maintain this cat shape? Bring the knees down. Bring the block down. I'm gonna come watch. No block, grip the floor, come back up. Shoulders in line or over the wrist. Push the floor away, you guys. Squeeze your butt. Stay or lift the knees a little. If I tried to lift your fingertips, I wouldn't be able to. Bring the knees back down. Go down, grab the block. Good, I'm gonna quatch around, squeeze the block, start to lift back up with it. Check that the shoulders are in line or over the wrist. Squeeze your butt, that's the biggest part of the body. Good, Matt. Stay or lift your knees just a little. Good, Maria. Shoulders and ears are still touching, squeeze the butt. Good, nice. Bring the knees back down, bring the block down. Nice, and release. Okay, do what you need to and watch. So that's the thing, you guys, what I was saying, it's like, it's step by step. So you're like, if you get one step and you forget the next, that's okay. You now know the order of things. Keep backing up to where you're stuck. To learn a handstand, either you're gonna be humble enough to do what seems like it's boring, the basics, or you're gonna just do whatever the hell you want to and eventually blow out your wrist and your shoulders. So when I get new students, the first thing I usually fix is this, their base. They come and they're like, oh, I can handstand and I wanna press. If your base is not correct, you could do a messed up handstand, but you're not gonna press, okay? So this is everything. Like I'm giving you 40 years of experience right here. Are you humble enough to do it? So what I wanna do that this is going well is I wanna add on and get us closer towards the handstand. Let's set this back up to this drill. So the block went this way and this one went this way. Let me bring it down and now just watch, you guys. So somebody was like, how did you spend your Saturday? Oh, this crazy Romanian gymnast turned yoga teacher taught me my base. What is a base? My arms stay straight and I push forward. Do it with me if you want. My elbows line up with my thumb. I have to press to the fingertips so the forearms help me. As the forearms help, I have to engage this so the triceps fire up. As I push the floor away around and I handstand. All right, have you understood this so far? Then let's advance and see how we get into trouble. Just watch one. Same thing, we squeeze this, we go forward. If you're pushing the floor away, you guys, there's no way in hell you're looking forward. You're looking down. That's part of the base. Did you keep this? Take a down dog. And if you lost the blocks, well, you lost everything you learned so far. Push away. Now, the kick up is when we're getting to issues. So step one foot, the right one underneath the belly. Lift this one hip level. Engage your butt, you guys. See this? Now I engage my butt. I can control the leg and I can focus on my base. I'll walk you through it. All we're gonna do is inhale, bend. Exhale, lift. Push away like you're gonna handstand. Okay, watch the ego. Don't go to the handstand just yet. Understand this here, so you can handstand here. All right, let's go. I know you're so excited. Your base is everything. So block and block. Don't forget what you learned. You're just building onto it. So once the forearms are down, all I want you to do is squeeze the block so the elbows move towards one another. Feel that strength. Come on up, grip the floor. Make sure the shoulders are in line with the wrists or slightly open. Squeeze your butt, you guys. This is the biggest part of the body. Squeeze it. Now, as you've learned, push the floor away, the gaze drop. Let's try to keep this. Take plank pose. Push the floor away more, the upper body rounds more. Then you guys press to the fingertips, down dog. Push the floor away, don't collapse. Begin to walk, step the right foot underneath the belly button. Lift the left leg hip level, look at your toes. We control the leg, we don't swing it like crazy. Squeeze your butt, you guys. Bend your right knee, take an inhale. Exhale, go forward, push the floor away, lift your right heel up. This is a correct handstand entrance. Are you shaking? I hope so. Inhale, bend the right knee, foot is down. Re-engage the butt, you guys. Exhale, lean forward, lift the heel, push the floor away. I'm gonna come watch 2 more. Good. How do you feel? Do you truly handstand like this? Put the heel down, bend the right knee. Re-engage your butt, take an inhale, flex your foot. Exhale, lean forward, lift the heel, push the floor away. Nice, good, Leslie. 1 more, heel down. All right, if you want a handstand, up to you, okay? Don't lose everything though, don't go mental. Take an inhale with a bend right knee. Good, exhale, repeat, lift the heel, go forward, or just do a little kick up. What's the worst thing that can happen? You just lose your blocks. Yeah, go, build some courage. Off you go. Nice. Don't think about it too long. Life's gonna pass you by. Good, Tom. And release. Good. All right. So, teaching in Los Angeles, I had this dream. I would tell students, like, because it's what we did in gymnastics, we would record ourselves and watch it back. So I was like, I wish you guys could record yourself in your handstands and watch it back. Because the idea you have in your head versus when you see it, you're like, damn, the camera doesn't lie, right? You wish it didn't, but it doesn't. So in my Life membership group, that's exactly what we do. They post a video and they're able to watch themselves back. The first thing you want to do, you guys, is build enough awareness to understand when something is missing. Be humble enough to understand that a handstand is a huge ask, and learn the fingers, learn the forms, learn all of this stuff. Do what you need to as I demo the second side. So with this in mind, it's a checklist. You have to be the student and the teacher all at once, all right? Personally, as I learn my students, they all have their own strengths and their own weaknesses. So let's talk about this as I demo. Stretch. So for some of them, the weakness is the fingertips being dead. So once you squeeze this and you lift, you guys, really, if someone was around and tried to lift up your fingertips, they shouldn't be able to grip the floor, lift. Then all of this, a good base, is pushing the floor away. See the rounding and the gauge drops? Keep this. Now squeeze the butt. See this? Now I'm really strong and solid to perform something. Keep this. Walk in. Then a lot of my students, like, sometimes will open or go, like, I call it the party bus. They go over here somewhere. So squeeze your butt, you guys. The second you squeeze your butt, the legs like come back to the midline. Then a handstand is just a lean and a push away. You're just doing this. Okay, gymnasts do this for months. Then at some point you're like, all right, I get all of this. Nothing, absolutely nothing changes when you handstand. Nothing. If you've worked your base strong enough. Okay, if you don't, this happens. So I know that you're so inspired by that talk. Before we go, I just want you to individually think, what is my problem area? Do my hands go dead? Do I not engage my butt? Does my gaze do this? And pay attention through it. All right, let's go. So remember to set up, block this way, block this way. You have to get used to kicking with both sides. So here we go. Squeeze the blocks. From here, let's go, straighten out your arms. Your starting point, you guys, shoulders in line with the heel of the hand or slightly over. Grip the floor. Push the floor away, be fascinated by the upper body rounding, the gaze dropping. Squeeze your butt like crazy so you feel lighter. Let's take plank pose. Is the butt still engaged? Could you push the floor away more? Fingertips active, now down dog. And down dog is when people tend to collapse, you guys, so still keep that cat shape. Begin to walk in. Step the left leg underneath belly button, lift the right leg hip level. We don't handstand by swinging the leg like crazy. Engage your butt. Good, control the leg, take an inhale. Exhale, lift the left heel, and as you do, lean forward, push the floor away. This is your handstand. Inhale, bend the left knee, place it back down. Heel, that is, squeeze your butt. Exhale, push the floor away, lean. I'm coming to watch. Yeah, push it away. Good. Nice. Let's go again. Inhale, bend the left knee. Nice. Engage the butt. Exhale, lean. Good, Tav. Push the floor away. Nice. One more like this, you guys, or just do a little hop up, okay? Take an inhale. Exhale, push it away. A little hop. Good, nice mat. And release. Good. I seriously, I need like another hour just to do base. This is why at the start, I was like, I'm gonna call this the handstand, non-handstand workshop. Look, you can kick up on your own all you want to, but if you go back to the same patterns of behavior, it's not gonna work, right? Anything in life that you accomplish is because you understand it. So let's recover English, not let's recover. Let's cover before we sign off everything that we've done so far. So what separates a top gymnast from the ones that fall? What separates a person that does a handstand that looks like your dream handstand, that looks like this, right? And then you can do whatever you want. Like if you want to press, you can do whatever you can because your base is so damn strong, you guys. So the top gymnast took the time to learn what you're learning. The impatient yogi didn't. They did two things, either this, eventually your lower back is gonna blow out, your wrists are gonna blow out. Or they constantly do this. And they're like, I have a fear of falling on my head. Yeah, you should have a fear of falling on your head because the base doesn't support you, okay? So when you walk through your feet. When you handstand, it's in the name, you guys. You handstand from your hands. No longer, because you know better, are you gonna handstand by taking this leg? It's too much. It's not necessary. It's not necessary. It's not necessary, right? When you know, if I just squeeze my butt and I push the floor away, I could be here. Your body will be like, thank you. No, thank you. So we handstand from the hands. The hands have to learn how to communicate to pull up the arm, okay? How do they do that? Close your fingers one by one. Take a video where you can clearly see it. Do it with the other one. When you come out of handstand and your forearms feel fatigued, you're doing something right. When you feel the heel of the hand, what are you doing? You're sitting in it. So how do you fix that? Let's do 5 of them so you remember. Come to all fours, push the floor away, round into cat. Squeeze your butt. Lift the heel of the hand, put it down. Lift it up, put it down. Keep going. 5, 4, do you feel the forearms? 3, 2, 1, release. That's one way to build the forearms and stay out of the heel of the hand. Let's take the block. What's the other one that you learn how to get this to communicate? Because that's the first thing that needs to happen. Take the block, bring your forearms down. Pull your elbows towards one another so you're able to lift the block. Now, start to open and close. Yeah. So ideally, you'd want to do this for a minute. Right now, for time, we're just going to do a few so you review. So you guys, the forearms, it's not like you're going to come into life and have the strongest forearms. It's just drills. It's going to take time to build them, right? Then start to push forward because what do we do in a handstand? We move away from the midline, push it forward. Now you're getting that triangle on the armpit going. And you guys, this is so great for your forearm balance as well. And the upper back, getting the bigger body parts involved. Release. So what do you think is a better way to handstand? On this tiny little guy, or start to recruit everything? So now that you understand this, in a handstand, it's a straight arm motion, right? As you push away, what keeps your arm straight? Your triceps. How am I firing this? I stood in the mirror for a long time when I was a kid and figured this out. Okay, are you able to do this? If we're able to do this, let's keep it. Go forward. Then we know we push the floor away. Okay, now everything you did after this, you guys, is your ability to, let's go, cover your shoulders to the ears. And then remember, nobody moves. So a lot of you already, when you were starting to handstand, you went back here again. You're dead. I'm sorry. Shoulders to the ears, okay? Now, just right here, you can see it on me, but what does the elbow line up with? Your thumb. When you lose your base, when a gymnast falls, when you fall, what happens? And you should be shaking right now. Bend your elbows. They go in line with the pinky. This is why there's shoulder issues and pain. Okay, so before we go, let's end with this one more time. Now, watch your attitude. If you're like, this drill again, this drill is magic. You're welcome. Here's 45 years of experience. To put all of that together, we're gonna end with this one. So you squeeze it, you bring it up. You bring it down, you bring it up. Okay, we're gonna do this 5 times, and I'm just gonna give you a minute to play after this, and you can just experience. If you're working on a press handstand, you could walk in, stay on the tippy toes, push out. Here it is. Okay. If you're working on a handstand, just what we did. Get used to leaning and pushing the floor away. Did you keep this? All right, let's go, last drill, and then I'll let you go about your life. So here's the blocks. We just reviewed everything. Let's do it one more time. Take the blocks, bring your forearms down, squeeze the elbows towards one another. Lift your blocks. Push the floor away, notice the gaze drops. Squeeze your butt like crazy. Now just 5 of them, you guys. Think your elbows could touch, bring the blocks down. Press to the fingertips, lift your blocks. Shoulders over the wrist, squeeze your butt like crazy. Whether you're doing a handstand or a press, this is it. Bring the blocks back down. Squeeze them, press the fingertips, lift. Shoulders over wrist so you make it up, squeeze your butt. 2 more times. Squeeze blocks, bring them down. Press to the fingertips, lift. To handstand, shoulders over wrist, squeeze your butt like crazy. Notice the feeling, 1 more, bring it down. Squeeze the blocks, let's continue. Rise. Shoulders over wrist, squeeze your butt like crazy. Now you guys, I'm gonna come watch, but let's take plank. Press to the fingertips, down dog. 1 minute of play. Do you want to work more like a press handstand, walk all the way up? Or if you want this feeling, stay on your tippy toes, push the floor away. Maybe do a few rocks. If you're working on a handstand, 1 foot underneath belly, lift the other one hip level. Bend the bottom leg, exhale, lean. Come watch, maybe little kick-ups, maybe you're just working on that lean. Once you add the legs into the equation, that's a whole other story. So just begin to notice, a handstand is from the hands. Can I control my base here? Can I control my gaze? Can I squeeze my butt? Yeah, play. You have about 40 seconds just to play. Yeah, if you want to try a few handstands without the blocks, you guys, you can, but don't lose everything that you just did. Good. So I'm watching Matt, who I don't know. Pretty good handstand, but his head went forward. So I would ask Matt, could you keep your shoulders and ears in the same line? Go ahead, Matt. Yes, you can. Good, 20 more seconds. Nice, Maria. Yeah, watching Dana, she's going up pretty well. I would ask, if I was there in person, the top, would I be able to lift up your fingertips? The answer would be no. Karina, really good. Just decide what shape you're gonna go up in first. Good, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. So thank you so much for Kathy joining me. This is what I love. I love this so much. So when I was doing the base, I was like, is anybody watching the Olympics? Are the yogis understanding that a handstand is a gymnastic skill set? And then I would go teach or correct homework, and I'm like, oh my God, you guys, just YouTube a vault or a floor, right? Because again, you're pushing this out. That's where we started. Whether I'm pressing, whether I want to do crow, whether I want to toe tap, whatever I want, you guys, I'm doing all of this at the age of 45 because I understand the strong base. Okay, so Matt, everybody, do you see the shoulders starting line with the ears? The second that the head sticks out, the lower back is gonna follow it. These are the parts of the body that give the most. So think about your lower back and the neck like a credit card. Over and over, if you're gonna keep handstanding like this, it's like bending a credit card over and over. Eventually your neck and your lower back will break, Okay, so I'll leave you with one thing. Everybody's like, what do you do for a living? I'm like, I have a master's in cat pose. They're like, what college did you get a master's in cat pose in? The College of Life. Let's go to all fours. Keeping in mind what I just said, the lower back and the neck, they give the most. It's where we usually have pain. It will snap. So dump your lower back down. Take your gaze forward. This is cow. Everybody that I get usually handstands like this. Stay there. That translates into what I just said. You can do it, sure, but you're never going to press or do anything else. Okay? So every single inversion that you want deals with cat. Grip the floor, feel your fingertips. Now, press to the fingertips, have the heel of the hand come up just a little, you should shake. Then push the floor away, you guys, the gaze drops to the thumbs or the knees. Okay, now squeeze your butt like crazy. Keep this, you should be shaking at the shoulders in line with the heel of the hand or slightly in front of it. If it's going well, lift your knees just a little. Yep, stay. This is what you want to be able to do with ease before you involve your legs. 5, stay. 4, 3, 2, 1, and come on down. Okay, so yes, someone asked, will you be able to review the recording of this exercise? Yeah, I'm gonna go set up the replay and I will email it to you guys. So I care about basics a lot. Long-time gymnast, also yoga teacher. It's not that you cannot do something, you guys. Do you understand what it is that you're asking of your body? Do you understand if you have pain, why do you have it there? The little part. Have you understood how to communicate? Okay, so that's all this is just take it step by step. Tell the ego, hey, I love handstands, 6 feet back so I can learn and accomplish this stuff. Once you have this, go here. Once you have this, go there, okay? Just keep building it little by little. So I hope you enjoyed today. If you want to learn more about handstands, check your email tomorrow. Otherwise, have a really nice life. Bye, 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 and a namaste. Bye.